It's 5 a.m. and Benjamin Manea is already working in his bakery. Taking raw milk, he skims off curds to make ricotta cheese. This is the second skimming for this pot of milk, and he's not done with it yet. The whey that is finally left will go into some of the bread dough, for Benjamin was born in Romania and comes from the old world where nothing is wasted.
There wasn't enough food actually, so we had to improvise all the time. And pickles, they were preparing pickles in the wine barrels to have it for the winter. We didn't have running water in the house. We lived in a town, but there was no running water. The kitchen in front was a wood fire oven, and that's how we cooked. I like simple food. I mean, I grew up with simple, unpretentious, and excellent food.
As a boy, Benjamin moved to Israel, where he grew up, joined the armed forces, and repaired aircraft as a trade in the military. A few years ago, he left his technical career to follow his passion, teaching himself artisan bread baking and cooking, bringing flavors of the Middle Eastern foods to his new home in the South Okanagan. Now he uses his engineering knowledge at his bakery to repair a lot of the industrial equipment in his kitchen and to understand how the many natural chemicals of foods work together. He spends a lot of time at the bakery, often working till 6 p.m. or later. He takes Merlot grape skins after the crushing, dries and grinds them into flour. And how about buns made from beer mash he gets from Cannery Brewing across the hall?
I like to go to molecular level, understand what's happening. I'm using potato water. When I cook potatoes for the burekas, I retain the water because they have the starch, and some of this water goes into the bread. So first of all, I'm getting another level of flavors, understand, with the potato, and then the starch in the water retains the moisture longer in the bread. If I make the puttanesca bread, it means it has the wheat flour in whole wheat. It has olive oil and the Kalamata olives and capers. It's specifically made dough because every dough has its own starter in the fridge. So this dough actually goes from bread to bread. So already for 5 years I have the same. Actually, in every bread we have today, you have the flavor of the bread that was made 5 years ago. Understand? It's in there already. The difference between artisan bread and the commercial bread is both in the content and the process.
Benjamin reduces his own balsamic vinegar, a long, slow process which he knows is also important in the making of his soups and breads. He special orders unprocessed flour and challenges people who have gluten issues to try his bread.
This flour, many people who actually, they say they are wheat intolerant, they can have the bread here. And people say, okay, I cannot handle wheat. So I tell people, you know what? No problem. I can guarantee you, I tell people here, if your problem is not really gluten celiac, you can have any bread here without problems. And they look very skeptic. I say, you know what? Take your free bread home. Don't pay me. First you go, you take the olive oil, and then you dip a bit in the balsamic.
Walla Foods Artesian Bakery and Cafe is open Tuesday to Saturday at the Cannery Trade Center in Penticton.
Good.
For Shaw TV, I'm Wayne McDougall.